I'm Veronica from Lymphatics Support Group Singapore, and welcome to the self-measurement instructional video for the upper limb. So if you didn't get your measuring kits by now, write to us at Lymphatics.SG at gmail.com. So you should receive a measuring tape, a Kagel pencil, and also your fillable PDF form. So your fillable PDF form is digital format and you can fill it in. If that is not an option for you, you can print it out and then you can fill it in manually and collect your data. So let's get started. So our objective of doing self-measurement is to make sure that we do early detection and prevention of lymphedema, because once you detected it early, you can manage it and you can prevent it and stop it from ever happening. So that is the best thing ever for lymphedema risk patient, because you will save your quality of life. So when should you start measuring yourself? Essentially, in our survey with our Lymphatics.SG support group members, we actually found out of 29 who responded, 10 out of 29 said that they started swelling at surgery. 7 out of 29 said that they started swelling at radiation. 3 out of 29 said that they start swelling at the chemotherapy. Then there are other factors, cellulitis infection, flight, just natural phenomenon. So basically, we feel that it's a very good idea to recommend that you start tracking yourself at just after your surgery, when you are settling down into your next phase of treatment, and when you're healing, so that you can track any changes that might happen, so that you can report it to your lymphedema therapist as soon as possible and have it checked and have it mitigated quickly. So how often should you measure yourself? Every 2 weeks is a good idea. During the time when you're unstable, you're still going through surgery, still going into changes. So every 2 weeks is a good idea, so that you can keep your numbers, keep an eye on them. And every 4 weeks if you have already stabilized. So basically, you will stabilize about 6 months after all of your therapy is done. So during that first 6 months after the last part of your therapy, during that first 6 months, try to do it every 4 weeks. After that 6 months, you can do it like once in 2 months, once in 3 months. Your risk is always there. So through life, through your actions, through weight gain, through aging, through air flight, whatever other possible triggers, even from an infection, it can start a lymphedema development. But the good news is, once it's started, it takes a long time for it to become chronic lymphedema, right? So you have this opportunity while you are measuring and you see your numbers changing and you go, I think something fishy is going on. Reach out to your lymphedema therapist. If you don't have one, we have a directory of lymphedema therapists on our Facebook and on Instagram, and you can just go and check out whoever you want to work with and see if you're comfortable with them, right? So I'll put you into the landmark video soon. Okay, let's begin the measurement using your measurement form. Let's have some orientation on your form. So over here, you will see that there are some landmarks that we have indicated. You should measure on the same landmarks every time for accuracy in every 2 to 4 weeks to track for changes. If you comfortably don't have any changes, once in 4 weeks will do, so that you can compare your unaffected and your affected side. So you need to fill up both columns, both your left and right, so that you can make a comparison of the differences. So here are some points which we have indicated that you need to follow and measure on the same points every time. Okay, here's a couple of things to prepare yourself. Get yourself a pen, your Kagel, and your measuring tape. And I use a little cheat with a sticky tape. So I use a scotch tape, a sticky tape, and I put 2 pieces by my side so that I can use it to hold down the tape. Alright, now let's put it aside. So you can see that we have indicated where to draw the landmarks of your measuring circumference marks. So basically, we're gonna take the gel pencil out, and point number 1, the back of your hand, which are your knuckles, just at the base of your fingers. So you put a line there. Point number 2, on the wrist bone. So if you look at your bone, and you will see, you know, both sides of your bone. So either this one is more prominent, you can draw it on this side, and then you can also follow on this side for equal. Yeah. And then point number 3, 10 cm above the wrist. So now you need this and pull it out. So now here is 0. Okay, so always measure with here. This is 1. So here is 0. So you take this, put this on the wrist, and then this is where you take your tape and you stick it down, and then it goes up here, and then hold it down with your sticky tape. This is if you do it yourself. If you have somebody assisting you, of course, much easier. Point and 10 cm above your wrist, you draw a line. And then now you go to your elbow fold. So back up a bit so you see your elbow fold. Alright, so then you're going to do a fold line. And now we keep going after we have marked ourselves in the elbow fold, which is right here, which is where you fold your elbow, right at the fold. Yeah, that's why it's called the elbow fold. And then the next mark is 10 centimeters above your elbow fold. So to do that, and if you're alone like me, so what we're gonna do is use the tape, a transparent sticky tape again. Put it in the middle of your elbow fold so that your 0 is here, like so. Okay, and then the tape is a little heavy, so I put it over my shoulder and lay it flat. Lay it flat and tape the other side down. Oops. Tape the other side down like that. Okay, so it's flat against your body. If you have somebody at home to mark you briefly, it's a good thing, right? So right here, 10 cm. Can you see? 10 cm above. I'm going to mark myself another line. Alright, now we have the axillar fold, which is the armpit fold, in other words, axillar fold. And I'm going to put back my tape. So I find that using scotch tape is really handy. So in the axillar fold, you can take a bit of paper. Yeah, just any paper. Put your line across like that. Now, this is the deepest part where you can go to. So we put our line in like this, across. So that's your next mark, right? So we're gonna use that as your margin. So it's always the same. This is the end of your arm that you are measuring. So this is your axillar fold, right? So in order to measure it on your own, our tape has this little hook on it. So it has this little hook, right? So what you do is you fold it over your hand, hook it, fold it over your hand, hook it, okay, and then you make it like a bracelet. You can go up and down like that. So over the hand, over the knuckles, just like that. I let it fall, and that's your number. So fill in the number over here. Alright, that's my left affected side. Then you do the same thing for your right. So the right hand, hook it like so. Make it like a ring or make it like a bracelet. Fold over using gravity so it's always consistent. The gravity is always consistent. Read the number here. Oh, it's 17. So my other side is 17 and my left side is 18. So you write down the number like that. Alright, so this is my affected, this is my non-affected side. Always date your collection of numbers so you know exactly what date you are. If you have a weighing scale, put your weight on it, is even better. Okay, so then you can use this bracelet, slide it up, put it down like that. Yeah, take your number. This is your wrist. Slide it up, put it over the line. This is your mid arm. Slide it up, put it over your elbow. Right? Read your elbow line. So this would be, my elbow line is 25 point. Okay, can't see without my reading glasses. Looks like 25. Alright, and then you go up again. Just lift it up, slide it over, and let it drop. Always with a constant line. And the last one, slide it up. Make sure that the line are well across. Okay, straight line, well across. Adjust your line, and then you read it again. And my top line is 33. So over here I'm 33. And then you go over the same numbers, the same spots on the other hand, and then you take a measurement all the way up here, and then you will know my top line is 33 versus the other side. I lost it. Oops. Lost it. Okay. 33 versus... Oh, it's not straight. Make sure it's straight. 33 versus 32.7. So it's pretty even off for me up here. But you can see that I'm slightly uneven on my bottom half of my numbers because I usually have a more swollen hand. Yeah, so then you track your numbers. Then you make sure that you keep a watch on it. If it starts to increase in size and differences starts to separate bigger. So if your left and right has a difference of 1 centimeter, 0.5 centimeters, it could be your dominant hand versus your non-dominant hand. So if you are actually going up 1 centimeter to 1.5 centimeter and you're feeling heavy, pudgy, you can feel thickness, then I think you need to call on your therapist, give them the number, let your therapist have a check through your lymphedema therapist directory listing. You should have a link somewhere. Then if you find that your numbers are getting bigger, go and see your therapist because you have great opportunities to reverse it, to have it treated, and they will coach you, they will teach you self-management, and then you'll be all right. Yeah, it's not that severe that if it starts growing. Yeah, don't panic. Yeah, it takes a long time for lymphedema to establish, but if you're measuring yourself, you're picking it up early, and that's a very good thing, because once you pick it up early, it's reversible. In 0 stage, latent stage, in stage 1, it is highly reversible. And also you can keep the size really small and look almost the same and keep your quality of life. All right. So if you have any questions, please tell us, and don't be shy.